All right, three, two, one, and go. No, it doesn't appear so. I mean, last yesterday with the qualifications, there was a little bit of a red flag incident with Sonoda at the end and some rain, so people weren't able to set really their fastest time. So you have a McLaren lockout, the first McLaren lockout since 2012 in Brazil. It seemed like they just didn't put it together at the right moment or something. It didn't seem like there was he ran wide or anything. The only person who really did any more terrible than him was Sergio Perez, who is doing everything in his power to lose that seat at Red Bull. Yeah, it's not indicative indicative of what he's really been doing. I mean, he just won a. I mean, Mercedes have never had the best last two weekends in 2 or 3 years, pretty much. I mean, they've had back to back wins. Yeah, what you say is true. They were so close, the two McLarens and Max specifically in the Red Bull. And really, last weekend's Grand Prix in Silverstone, that came down to really a strategy. I don't think the Mercedes were the fastest overall at the end there, but guess who was the second best strategy again was Red Bull. So I believe with the strategies Red Bull have, and if you put McLaren and Red Bull on an even plane, I think you're going to see Max Verstappen win this race. Hmm. Yeah. And so did the Aston Martins. Yeah, he I think more so than Perez for sure. I think he'll be the aggressive one on the front foot. Sergio Perez, you'd have to admit though, neither one of them has much to lose. They should just go for it here. Now, DHL did or sorry, Pirelli sponsored by DHL as well as DHL put out the pit stop strategy. Now, there's four possible strategies here. From lap 16 to 21 would be the medium. That would be the pit window going on to the hards, and then there's another pit window from 13 to 18 for the mediums, then go to the hards. And then the two other strategies would be having the softs from lap 9, have the softs on to lap 9 or to lap 14, and then the hards on from there. So either way you slice it, the start of this race might be different, but everybody seems to be ending on the hard tire here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. Yeah. At this point, it seems like something has to change at that team because it's been worse than the Haas lately. And do you see the Ferraris moving up at all in this race, or are they just content with what is it, fifth and sixth at this point? That's Carlos Sainz's thing for the longest time. He would qualify like in third position, and he would never go for a second or a victory. He would just hold for the entire race. I don't know how many times he's done this. He's held his position. He hasn't made a mistake. He hasn't messed anything up, and he just holds on to the points where he is. And that's not really Leclerc's style, but I don't know. Maybe something interesting could happen here. I mean, you've got two teammates, and look at Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. If he keeps on setting himself up right behind Lando or right in front of him, right near Max, he's eventually going to win a race this season at this pace. Yeah, they really fucked him at the last Grand Prix. Yeah, yeah. That was George Russell. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They're just below the Red Bull and McLaren, and the Mercedes is fickle depending on the weekend. But they're so much more above than a Toro Rosso or Aston Martin or the other teams that could possibly even fight for them. That they get stuck in this weird limbo sort of situation. Super, super chat from Dave Daffler. I'd say both Perez and Russell can score points, but AMs, I'm assuming Aston Martins, you mean, will place ahead of both of them. Where are I think the AMs are Aston Martins. They are what, 7th and 8th. So that would put Perez and Russell at what, 9th and 10th. Yeah, you know what? Dave. Actually, okay. No, I think he's referring to the race though, not the championship. Mm-hmm. You'll take it away for the start here. Norris got a really good start. Goes wide. He pushed Hamilton off there just now though. He slid Hamilton. Not unless he was ahead of them. If he was already ahead of them, it's fine. So Hamilton got past both the Ferraris, or was he split? But no, he was behind both the Ferraris, right? Or no, he wasn't. Didn't he split them or something like that? Hamilton, where did he start? Okay, so he got ahead of Leclerc. Alonso up into sixth. Yes. He's Piastri's in ahead. Oh, sorry, we're wrong. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead. My confusion. Piastri is now in first. Verstappen is in second. I don't think anything's going to change here. That was a when starts are that complicated with all that stuff, I don't think they're going to push anybody back. I think this will be the order. Yeah, and just as I was saying that no intrusion, the hammer was let down. Max is noted and is probably under investigation. He is right though. That is correct. I would agree with that. Yep, they did, and you got Leclerc getting back, or was that no? Leclerc and Sainz got back Alonso. Yeah. All right. So Perez 17th. Did he start 17th? Oh Jesus, you're kidding. So a Williams is ahead of him. Where did Russell start 15th? Okay. Hulkenberg all the way back in 20th. Something major must have happened. We'll have to see that on a replay. And a big discrepancy as Magnussen's in 10th. That's yep. Yep, and I was just about it appears yep, there was concede there was no call over there was no actual actually it looks like the call was made that Verstappen had to give back place to Norris. So now it will be McLaren 1-2, Verstappen right behind. But now Norris, a 2.5 second gap to Piastri. Everything going Piastri's way. We were just talking about at the start of the race. This guy, if you just keep on qualifying that well and racing at that level with those two guys, you'll win a race. So could be today. It could be this. It's going to be this season, but this could be his first Grand Prix win. Yeah. But you know what? Max let him by, but Max did that thing where he lets him by, but he really stays right behind him, so he'll be on him. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Are you seeing the replay right now? So do you see way back Hulkenberg? He didn't stall it, but he had a terrible start, and he just drops back. Yeah. And he gets just swarmed from both sides. That was so weak for them to call it on something like that. So, our yeah, it really is. It seems like a racing incident. Yeah. Brandon Barrow, super chatter, says no advantage. What is replay for if it's not used in a proper manner? I'd have to agree with you after what we just saw. Yep. Brand Another chat from Brandon Barrow. Just like the VAR in Leeds versus Crystal Palace. I'm assuming a soccer game VAR is the soccer equivalent of replay. I don't know the exact game you're talking about, but yeah. Yep. So this was the correct stat. They said that if you're on the soft at the 8 to 9 lap mark would be your first pit. Yeah, so the top a lot of the guys started on mediums it seems that are in the top 10. Okay. Mhm. He must have pitted then. No, maybe he did because if he was so way back, it could be a different strategy. If he's all the way up in 10th, he couldn't have pitted by now. Unless he's just, I mean, we'll see. Botas in ninth. He couldn't have hit. Well, if you're a betting man out there, what's the first car that gets out? That's one of the big bets on Formula One race. What's the first car out of the race? I feel like some car's gonna overheat at this or something. Yeah, I think it'll be one of the Williams or the Alfa Romeos. I think it it looks pretty hot there. I think one of the cars gonna have a mechanical failure or something. Yeah, something will happen. Think it, yeah, the Newark Special 6 pints for 585. Um, but I'll bet you I bet you it's gonna be one of the Alfa Romeos. I really do think so. Either one. I'll just take that. You can take the whole team of you can no, you can take the whole team of Gasly and Ocon. I'll take the whole Alfa Romeo team. I don't think either one of them is gonna make a mistake. I just think their car's gonna give up. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Hulkenberg. Perez is running 11th. Russell 10th. Um, no. He's a pretty calm guy. I mean, him racing at Norris's level is pretty incredible. That it was smart of him to pick that team, and he's like that's one of the most well balanced teams. Neither one of those guys has a really bad off Grand Prix out of all the teams. Who? Yeah, he's young. Oh, super chat from Alberto. Who do you guys think will replace Perez? Wait, hold that thought for a second, Alberto. I forgot to bring this up at the start of the feed. If everybody's been listening to the news, it seems like Newey's going to go to Aston Martin because he wanted some huge thing at Ferrari, and that the news is that it was too much power away from the team if they were to give him what he wanted in his contract. So it seems like he's going to go to Aston Martin. The the whole point of the source though for the article I read was that Aston Martin's open to someone showing up and becoming all powerful and making the team great. Ferrari's not that culture. You're not going to come in and be able to make as many decisions as you want, even if you bring all of the success to it. That's just not the environment there. I think the difference in that scenario was that Adrian they wouldn't let Adrian Newey just come and be powerful. Michael brought a bunch of powerful people and elements with him, so it was like he brought him. You got Ross Braun. You had and who was the French guy Jean Jean. So he was bringing like all star powerful people. So no, I'm saying, but there was this delineation of powers among a decent number of people, not one. Do it, just do it. But to answer Alberto's question, the yeah, to answer Alberto's question, the I did read when I was reading that article about Ferrari. I did also read that Helmut Marko gave some statement. I think was it yesterday after qualifying, or maybe it was the start of the weekend. I think it was actually after qualifying because Perez did so badly that they're not looking to Ricardo or Sonoda. They're looking to their junior team, and the most senior member and successful person of that team is Liam Lawson. So if Perez is getting replaced, he said the indication is even, and this is Horner. I think even agrees with this. Who matters the most there? It'll be Liam Lawson. Well, I yeah, and uh, yeah, and well, um, yeah. No, no, he asked us. He didn't even make a comment. He yeah, but I didn't know this. We'll get back to the race soon, but I didn't know this. Perez is the number one uh sponsored driver in all of Formula One in terms of deals. He's huge, especially in America, which now has three Grand Prix at it. So So if he was out of his seat there, he would land in another seat immediately. Telling you. But we're at 16 to 17 lap here. Yep. But these guys must have not pit yet if they're up in those positions. Yep. It probably would go hards. Yeah, I was just about to say that would make the sense. And they're going to end with mediums. They're going to go soft, medium, hard, or medium, medium, hard. I don't think any team's going to end on a medium unless they extend the stint very far. Piastri still in first. Piastri pretty much leading this race, 17 laps in. Hasn't had really virtually any um, competition. Now, the pit stop, it should go. Piastri should be the number one guy here when it comes to pit stops. It should be his say what time he comes in. It should be based around him, not Norris. Norris. No, Norris. That's Norris. That's Norris. It's Norris. Very yes. He went onto the curbs there in the pits. Yeah. And isn't that weird? Norris must think he's finally tasted victory, right? And it looked like he should have had so many different race wins. Now it's Piastri looks like he could win this, and then the Mercedes has just as many wins as he has, both drivers this season. Norris has got to be like, I've only won one race out of all of these. We've been up there every single time. Brakes. I just read that too. Yep. Complaining about the car. Yep. 2.5. Yeah. He's gonna come out ahead of Norris. But he's only going to come out about a little over a second in front of him. He had what, a 3.5 second lead going. Yeah, yeah. So not a whole hell of a lot going on in this race right now. We're at lap 19 out of 70. You got Verstappen in the lead because he hasn't pit. Same with Leclerc and Sainz. They both haven't pit. Piastri and Norris have pit. They will take first and second after the change of pit stops. Hamilton currently has the fastest lap. Sonoda seventh, running really well. Russell eighth and Perez ninth. Both have yet to pit, I believe. That's why they're all the way up there. Well, Red Bull's crunching numbers right now. They got the best strategists in Formula One, so you know that whatever they're doing is they're thinking about what to do right now. They're doing all of it. Uh, we'll have, we'll have to see. But I think Lewis is the outlier here. Lewis is in a car that's not super fast, but he can extend the tires at this track, which is very important. I think you could see Lewis fighting for a podium position if he plays his cards right or something like that. He's very smart about it, what he does when it comes to not having a winning car exactly. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Was that Hamilton saying I was gonna ask you, I didn't read the top name of it. It said I have a lot less grip. I believe it was from Hamilton. This tire has a lot less grip is what it said. So a lot to go, a lot will change here depending on strategies from all the teams. We're not even a third of the way in from this race. Whenever Ferrari strays from their main plans, it only gets progressively worse with that team. Have you noticed that? hmm Seems a bit. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't Leclerc. It's Sainz. That's kind of slow for that team, wouldn't you say? Eh, Leclerc's leading. Is that what it is? And he came out behind fucking Hamilton. Came out behind Hamilton. So now Hamilton will inherit third after Leclerc goes into the pits here. And Red Bull try and go fight down. Man, Max hasn't won a race in two races now. This would be three if he doesn't win this one. Okay. Jesus, they did not. Mercedes uh, coming out with a better strategy here right now. This is a very odd read, isn't it? Like, it seems like these cars can't really in the top 6 or 8 can't really pass each other, and their it's really strategy heavy and position heavy. Like all of the top guys where they are pretty much there unless a strategy change their position. Oh, we do absolutely. And yep, signs on Paris. He's got it. So the real order now will be Piastri, Norris, Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sonoda. Then you still have Russell and Perez who haven't pitted, and they're split between signs. It appears pitting earlier was the best strategy at this point. Hmm.
Hello? A Norris fan is here. Go, Norris! Say hi, Grandpa. Say hi, Grandpa.
Yep. He's got a Norris fan here.
We're watching it downstairs. Yeah.
McLaren fan. He's with the orange, the papaya team. Nope. Yep, but Russell and Perez haven't pit 8-9. Probably Hulkenberg probably hasn't pit because he's in 11th. No, Sonoda I don't think has pit yet, has he? Yeah, yeah. I Yeah, but where will he end up? Is this the right move? Piastri, no. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, this is some of the racing we've seen so far. Everything's really been people getting them at the end of the straight going in the first turn. Yeah. Uh huh. Yep. Indeed. Yeah, the drone shots or something, or their helicopter. Yeah, a packed. It looked like a packed crowd, doesn't it? Well, this is the de facto home. Yep, go ahead. Locked up, and then the other Aston Martin's on his ass too now. Yeah, that's usually where they lock up when they're defending into that first turn after the straight. That's usually where people lock up when they're trying to defend so much. You're right. He cuts him, but he's decisive about his cuts. He's right. Got to make a decision. Pat. Yeah. Yep. Take it away. We gotta do a pit stop. What's up? Oh, jeez. Going from bad to worse. Chad from Better Be a terrible pit stop for Hulk. Hopefully it gets better with Audi next year. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I don't think any team could. You think Audi's going to come in and be way better than Haas, right? Where do you think they're going to be in the pecking order? Oh yeah. Yeah. 1 second to cut into your point. Max has brought this 6.5 second lead down to 1.5 seconds. He's gonna get him. Wow, he's hunting him down. Well, I pose this question to you, and what you're saying is true. What he said about the grip with the hards. Okay, they got lucky in Austria with Max and Lando. Wouldn't you say that Silverstone is like a place they have so much data, so much history of? They just knew that track so well that they're going to perform well there no matter what, and then the rest of the season it's going to be hit or miss. Or what do you think? Yes, yes. Mercedes, Hamilton. Yeah, same thing. And his home Grand Prix too. It's just oh yeah. Yes. And Hamilton's defending hard too. Straight. Yep. Yes. Yep. Big time. And that's what they always do. They make a mistake. And Max is gonna go on the right side of him into that turn, and he'll have it stick. No, he went wide. Oh, jeez. And that's gonna make him lose time too. The rivalry has been reignited. And guess what? You won. Gasly's retiring the car. I gave you the team. There we go. Retire the car, Gasly. Jesus. He's thinking to himself, Ocon's going to Haas. Maybe he'll have a better shot at something. I believe that's what'll happen, probably. But Gasly, you're thinking something's got to change at that team, or you're just going to be in no man's land forever. He might as well have stayed at Toro Rosso and looked for a better opportunity than going to Alpine. But yeah, Max's radio. You're right. And Hamilton just locked up. He had flat spotted one of the tires, probably. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Joe, and then the Williams coming up. Nope. Really, it really incredible stuff. It's making this Grand Prix look beautiful. No. And what you're saying, the drone views too, it makes people realize if you just go to a stadium for sports, this is a circuit. This is a big land area, you know? Yeah. There's a lot going on. The you see this drone going sideways with the cars is just beautiful. No. Just suck up onto him onto the straight. It'll be easy. Yep. So far, for sure. Yeah. And and as we're talking about this, Norris 1.3, 1.4 to Piastri. Still a close between teammates. Yeah. 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 A significant portion of the race to go. Long time. Jesus. They're getting close. He's getting so close to him. So freaking close. Yeah. Yep. And Leclerc right behind him. Now, does Max will be much faster, so he'll be able to I think he'll be able to undercut Hamilton now because he'll be much faster for the next couple of laps. Then he'll put on fresher tires than Hamilton too. That's what I'm thinking. Went wide, and that's why you're seeing now the yeah. Indeed. I think that's a nice interpretation of the last part of that by you. Um, uh, but yeah, so I think he'll be able to get them though. But he's talking about the race win. He's not talking about being in front of Sainz or Hamilton. He thinks he was screwed out of competing for the race victory, which will only hurt me in the pick 8. Yeah. So that would be Hamilton's last pit stop. He's gonna have older hards than most people because the top two haven't done their last pit. The top, what is it? The top three haven't done their last pit stop, or the top four. I don't think Sainz is pitted either. It was Leclerc that went behind him. Leclerc and Hamilton were the first one to make the choice. Will this Will Hamilton fight for victory here? Has Mercedes gained a bit of confidence in themselves the last 2 weekends? Those wins can do a lot for people's mentalities and their ability to believe in what they're doing. Because, yep. A yellow flag or safety car could drastically change this race right now, but doesn't appear like there's going to be one per se. All right, you got Russell in 8th, Perez 7th. They haven't pitted yet, or all right. Stroll on 29 lap mediums. Oh, okay. Will Leclerc? Well, but Leclerc came so close to Hamilton. Is the Ferrari going to be? I mean, the Ferrari was faster in qualifying. Can Leclerc get up behind Hamilton and pass him? You, the longer you're behind Hamilton, the worse it gets because he can manage tires better. You have to clear him pretty quickly. I think you're right. Yep. And what would be their incentive? There's no points this season. He hasn't scored any points. Yeah. Might as well just put a junior driver in there because at that point it would be the same result. All right, so fo- there's guys 2 years in a row F2 champions. They don't have rides. Yep. Norris. And that's odd because again they're giving the go ahead to the guy in second. Is it a number one driver stipulate? I don't know. They're again giving him. Norris wants to, he tasted victory. He wants it so bad again. But this is Piastri's race all the whole time so far. So get Piastri in. Yeah, they identified with it. Yeah. Max be 17, 18. I think Max will be able to undercut Hamilton here. Looks like it. Um, Norris. Piastri's got to go in now because Norris is just going to keep taking time out of him. They're saying, yeah. Piastri should have had the go ahead. This is his race to win. He's led it the entire fucking time. Norris is going to get him. It's a 18 and a half to Norris right now. This is wrong. This is wrong. This was wrong to do to someone who had been leading the entire race. He gets that pit stop first. They should have pit him a lap after Norris. They shouldn't have even waited a 2 or 3 laps. Piastri's going to have to go get this. This is ridiculous to do that to him. He's led over Norris the entire time. Yeah. Yes. Got in the gravel a little bit. No. This was very wrong for the team. They fucked him in Silverstone with this, and now they do this to him again after leading the entire race. All this was a strategy. It's not like Norris was faster than him. He just undercut him because they decided that Norris gets to come in first. It's completely ridiculous. I don't think Max is interested in just being past Hamilton. He wants some sort of a weird thing where he can. Yeah. One pitch. And Hamilton will be on hards while the rest of them are on mediums. Up in the eighth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Piastri's just got to be like, this is ridiculous. He's not gaining any time. And the same would be true if he was ahead of Norris. It would be the same if they had pit him before. Norris would have a 3 second gap to him too. Just ridiculous. No, I can't either. This was his race to win. This was his first race to win. I mean, it's not like Norris is the overall number one there. Piastri puts up a lot of points. He gets podiums. It's not like a Michael Rubens or a Bottas Hamilton type situation. He's gonna have to push it to the limit. He's just gonna have to go for it. It would be huge if he can just hunt him down and win this, though. It's gonna be hard at this track. It just seems like they're all kind of like evenly matched. Verstappen cutting down all the times for Leclerc and Hamilton. He'll be able to probably smooth past them. He's got. Yep. Oh yeah. He, and Max says what 3? Yeah. Yeah, he should be able to go get them. That's what it seems like. What'll happen. I don't know. Piastri's losing time now to Norris again. I think it was whoever pitted first would have won this race, and that's what it's just gonna happen. Yeah. So Norris first, Piastri second, Hamilton third, Leclerc fourth, Verstappen fifth, Sainz sixth, Perez seventh, Russell eighth. If you're Perez and Russell, you just stay out there and not pit. I would just do that. Hamilton, which will be harder than getting past Leclerc here, I think. Mm-hmm. Still got a decent amount of race left. Yep. Looks like I think they're in even cars and he came out with a 3 second gap. It's just what it's gonna be. He would have to be so much faster to get Norris. And the same would be true if Norris was behind him. Seems like that Red Bull is having a really hard time passing, hasn't it? No. Oh yeah. Verstappen should be able to get him on the straight or something. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you see that Alpha that he's got it. He'll have to clear this traffic though between him and Hamilton. Looks like a Williams. Yep. And a lot of radio messages in between Norris, Piastri. There must be some critical arguments going on. And he's justified. And it's like, but all you're saying stuff, it's not going to change anything. It's just. But this is what it comes down to. He led the entire race. The first pit stop, he came out. Norris went ahead in front of him in the pits, and then he went behind. And then the second time, Norris gets the pit stop first. And the first time he had lost a couple seconds, but he maintained the lead over Norris, even though he lost some seconds due to having to pit after him. But then to do it a second time, it's just that's ridiculous to do that. Guys led pretty much 45 fucking laps. And they're again you can't because they're almost well that's I thought that was just I think that was just established though. If you have teammates and whoever's leading, I mean that's who gets the preferential treatment. That's just established. Unless you're in a situation where there's a championship or there's a driver who's significantly better than the other driver, and you're worried that they won't even be able to hold on to the lead. So they could argue it'll be for the championship. It would have to be consist. He'd have to consistently win races in a row ahead of Max, and that's a lot to ask on a consistent basis to not have a, a DNF, anything like that. He'd have to consistently be. Here's a wild thing, though. If this is a wild thing, though, if you were to just even them out right now, give them the same exact amount of points, do you think Norris will outscore him the rest of the season if you were just to zero it out right now? Because that McLaren has just been beating them or coming close to them at least. Yeah, yeah. And this is a big point of pride more than the podium that between these two guys. Yeah. This would be too much. Nope, not quite. Yep, and Norris just increasing it. And this is what would happen if Piastri pitted first too. He would just be increasing it on Norris. They're in somewhat even cars. They're almost even talent drivers, but it's just it was really position is what it all came down to. Hmm. Man, if it Mag Hulkenberg's ahead of Mags, what does that mean? I don't understand. Are they saying they're not going to switch? They would never do that. But what does he mean? Are they saying that's bullshit? He's 10 seconds clear of him, isn't he? Well, it'd be 10 to Piaget. He's like 15 clear of him almost. Close. The wiggle, yeah, when he came out of there. Because the other good driver just usually pushes them wide, is what it comes down to. Yeah, and look at the other car. Yeah. And he locked up heavy. He's got. He went high up. Yeah. Hamilton seems fine though, right? Whoa. Wow. That's a racing incident. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. That's a racing incident, though. It's a racing incident. They could give them both. They could give it. They were noting Hamilton. I don't think they were noting Verstappen. But Hamilton, I mean, come on. That was just. No, he's behind Leclerc now. But Piastri, that's the story of this race. Piastri just getting fucked by his team. This is ridiculous. Well, no, the whole point is you can't lead the whole race and then both times not be the priority for the pit stops where they undercut you with your own teammate both times. That first pit stop, that first pit stop, that first pit stop, he was up like 3.5 seconds to Norris. Then he comes out only a second ahead of him. Then this time he's in front of Norris by what, a second and a half, and he comes out 3 seconds behind him. I mean, come on. Preferential treatment to a guy who hadn't bested him, and he didn't get off faster than him at the start. He maintained the position over his teammate for 45 laps, even after being screwed the first time. And then the second time, it just becomes too much because they didn't hold. The first time they only held him for like a lap. The second time they held him for 3 laps, and all that did was build Norris's lead over those 3 laps. I mean, this should have been his first victory. This should have been his first victory. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. Well, that okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. This is wrong. I am mad. You're right. This is bullshit. No, 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 no. You don't do this after this. That's ridiculous. Because then he looks like a pussy. He looks like a bitch if they do this, and it doesn't get you any respect with anybody. No, this is no, no. I okay. I just went off on a tangent with you. This is wrong. This is worse to do something like this. Yep. No, no, no. The message here, and you're right. Historic. What you just said is right. Historically, this is the wrong message because it's. This is what we should do. We have to go back, have a conversation about. We have to give. This is the deal. Preferential treatment to whoever's leading. That's the pit stop. You can't do this in the middle of this now. This is ridiculous. Respect for. I'll lose respect for Norris too to allow this. Norris Norris has to see himself as a world champion. If you see yourself as a world champion, do you think fucking Max Verstappen would do this for Perez? Do you think no? Only reason only reason Rubens fucked Michael got screwed at Indianapolis is because they were trying to take a photo. They're doing it, Dad. They're doing it. Look at the times. He just lost his set. Oh, they're doing it. Oh man, this is bad. It's he just lost. Oh God. No. Oh No. No. Uh, he, Nor- he's gonna go. He's doing it. This is disgusting. P121 Super Chatter says this is total bullshit. You're right. P P P121. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Oh my god. It's pathetic. This is pathetic. And nor and by the way, how is this Norris? But what? How is this Norris's fault? How is this Norris's fault that you fucked up? How? Because you guys fucked up? Because you guys did the wrong thing? You guys should have to apologize to him, not me. You you go sit. This is ridiculous. This is nonsense. But wait, is Norris? But wait, Dad, Norris is right next to him. He's not leaving him. But wait, Dad. He's giving him back and he's fighting it though. This is weird. This makes Norris infinitely weaker in my eyes too. Don't you think so? And Dad, you made a and everybody listening, Dad, you made a stellar point. Everybody listening heard you say this a couple laps ago. He is second in the championship, so theoretically, what if something does happen with Max? You have to look at all the variables here. You're second in the championship, and you're going to lose points. That's ridiculous. This makes Piastri look weak. It makes Norris look weak. It makes the entire organization of McLaren look weak. Everybody looks weaker for this. This wouldn't have been able to happen in Brazil, by the way. This would not have been allowed to happen in Brazil. That would be orchestrating a result for sports. That would be go ahead. No. No. This is one of the worst things we've seen in Formula 1 in a long fucking time. This is this is a joke. This is bullshit. This is a fucking work. This is disgusting. And I'm glad we got this many people in the on the views right now because this is fucking bullshit. This is ridiculous. Everybody listen. This is not Formula One. This is nonsense. This is not racing. This this I just said it. It makes everyone there look weaker, both the drivers and the team. And it was not Norris's fault this happened. This was the team should have had to bow to him when he come in, talk to him because this is bullshit. And this doesn't make Oscar Piastri. This is not your first Grand Prix win. I don't care what. That's ridiculous. Norris, all the years. Ferrari, Red Bull. And by the way, let me ask you this as somebody who's raced too. Wouldn't this make you feel pathetic if someone had to do this for you? It'd make you look weaker. Wouldn't you just like to motherfuck someone instead and be in second place, you pieces? Yeah, it would be better. It'd be more respectable. And what are they talking about? You need him for the championship. You are this in the second in the championship. If anything, what if you lose by if it were to somehow come down to something? And if I was Piastri, I would have said, I have to reject this. I can't take this. This makes no. I'll take this screwing, but I'd rather finish second in this than to embarrass ourselves by letting me ahead. I'd say no, no, no. You guys have a lot to work on. Yeah, you guys have a lot to work on, but I'm not doing this. This is worse. Nah, this is wrong. Well, guys, I'm telling you, this was. I didn't think this was going. We've had a lot of weird things happen. We've had George Russell win. We've had Lewis Hamilton win. Now we've had an orchestrated victory. Who? Yeah, this. It's bad. This hurts Formula One. This is bad. And what are you going to get a bunch of people clapping for this ridiculous nonsense? Lando should have said, "You guys, this is your problem. You have to fix it. I'm not going to be involved in this." I'd say I'd say, you know what? Go tell Oscar's engineer I say this. I'm not doing this because this is your fault, and this makes you look weak if I do this. I won't. But once you say Lando Norris, no, I would tell Lando Norris, simple, sweet message. I won't allow you to embarrass yourself like this. That would be the short end of it. You're too good of a driver for this to be your first victory. You should have too much. You should have respect for yourself that you won't allow something like this. You know, and this is ridiculous. The way they're reacting is bullshit. The fans, it's uh, this is this is worse. This is this is worse than the Michael thing because the Michael thing was just insidious and evil. This is pathetic. This is a different thing. You know, Michael and Rubens, that was just evil. This is a different thing. This is denigration. I mean, you what was Michael's what was Michael's immediate reaction too was and he got fined for it too, changing podium places. Or how about this? He how about this? He was up 3 seconds, and over the next 10 laps, he gained another 3 seconds. He was up 6 seconds before this happened. We will disqualify both cars. That's what you need in these situations. Because it's not like that. Remember when Botas let Hamilton by because they thought Hamilton could challenge for a podium in Russia. This happened like 5 or 6 years ago. And then at the end of the race, the agreement was if Hamilton couldn't get onto the podium, they will we will change places again. That's different. If you let someone by because you think they're faster, this is completely contrived, is what it is. And this is fucking Oscar Piastri should be fucking embarrassed. God. Chat, yeah, I'm just telling you, man, this is embarrassing. This is race. Yeah, don't you feel like yeah. Yeah. Bullshit. Yeah. You can see how seriously we take this is not right. This is The last person was P121. Just said bullshit. That's the only word I think sweet and simple like that is true. This wedding of horse shit. This race is horse shit. Um, Listen, we it was getting interesting with Max and Lewis and stuff. This has really put a big stain on it, and I'd rather watch a parade of nonsense than something like this at the end. This is ridiculous. And for a Hungarian Grand Prix, a race that's so respected and always so interesting, for this to happen here, and he's going to get this trophy that someone took 6 months to create artistically and all this stuff. He got Lewis. Well, the big story now is what Lewis's 200th podium, right? Oh god, and they hate each other. They really fucking hate each other. Yeah, and McL- McLaren's official Twitter put out Oscar Piastri Grand Prix winner. Unbelievable! It's Oscar's first F1 victory. Yes. Hashtag Hungarian Grand Prix. Pathetic. Pathetic. Yeah. I, and I'm getting sick because every F1 account is just cheering this bullshit on. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. No. Well, guys, the next race is actually next week. This was, I think, a triple header, right? No, no, no. We had a gap. But yeah, well, we had a gap from British to Hungary. Then we're off. Okay, so next, it's 9 a.m. again, July 28th. Hopefully Spa. I mean, I'm not gonna watch any F1 stuff for the next week. This is bullshit. This okay because we might do a protest, a 1 weekend protest of this. But yeah. All right. Thanks for checking in, guys. See you next time. All right. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Bye bye. Oh man, we got 941 viewers on that.